8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Danushka Madhavela and read by Indrani Senanayaka. The headlines. The cinema industry has been released from the entertainment tax for 2 years. The construction works of the Dedaroya project will be completed by next month. 150 lawyers will be recruited to the police service as chief inspectors. The government's program of purchasing paddy for the Maha season begins tomorrow. In foreign news, China condemns US as Taiwan welcomes lifting of curbs on ties. The cinema industry has been released from the entertainment tax for a time period of 2 years commencing the beginning of this year. The entertainment tax will be reduced to 7.5% from 2023 onwards. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has made this decision after the request made by the groups who engaged in the cinema industry. The cinema industry has been severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Project Director of the Dedaroya Irrigation Project, Mrs. TMMH Thenakon, says that the construction works of the project will be finished by next month. More than 400,000 persons will be benefited from the project. 102 million rupees has been spent on this project. The Justice Ministry says that 150 lawyers will be recruited to the police service as chief inspectors. The interviews will be held after receiving the relevant cabinet approval. The aim of this initiative is to increase the efficiency of the police service. Promotions will be given in accordance to their performance. The government's program of purchasing paddy for the Maha season begins tomorrow. The Paddy Marketing Board is expected to purchase 300,000 metric tons of paddy this season. 100,000 metric tons of paddy per hectare will be purchased from each farmer who receives the fertilizer subsidy. The aim of the government is to control the rice mafia of the private sector by setting up a cache of paddy for the Maha season. The initiative commences from Ampara tomorrow. It expects 2.8 million metric tons from the harvest this season. The Disaster Management Centre said that 23 large reservoirs and 7 medium-scale reservoirs are overflowing at present. Deputy Director of DMC, Pradeep Kodipilli, said that persons living in low-lying areas of the relevant areas should be vigilant for possible flood situations. The National Drug Control Board has commenced an advising hotline to assist drug addicts. Drug addicts can get support to escape from their addiction by simply dialing hotline number 1948. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Save your card with the balance transfer facility from People's Bank. More details at peoplesbank.lk.
We continue with local news. The outgoing High Commissioner of Seychelles in Colombo, Conrad Vincent Mederick, called on Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena at the Foreign Ministry recently. The Foreign Minister complimented the High Commissioner Mederick for his outstanding and significant contributions towards enhancing the Sri Lanka-Seychelles relations during his tenure, including the presidential visits in 2017 and 2018. As the first High Commissioner of Seychelles to Sri Lanka. While acknowledging the staunch support extended by Seychelles to Sri Lanka in the realm of the multilateral and international fora, Foreign Minister Gunawardena reaffirmed Sri Lanka's commitment to enhance close collaboration in areas of trade, agriculture, medical tourism, blue economy, hospitality, the financial sector, and information technology. Meanwhile, the ambassador of Thailand in Sri Lanka, Chulamani Chatswan, paid a farewell call on Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena last Friday. During the meeting, the Foreign Minister noted that Thailand has potential to invest in Sri Lanka, especially in the plantation and agricultural sectors. Both sides endorsed the importance of finalizing the free trade agreement to spearhead the bilateral economic and trade relations. In regard to trade relations, the minister noted there is much untapped potential and hoped that these untapped areas will be rejuvenated and geared through the implementation of the Strategic Economic Partnership, which was signed in 2018. The ambassador, expressing her compliments to the foreign minister, said that she had served Sri Lanka for 3 years and 7 months, and she feels privileged to have built excellent relations, promoted mutual interests of Sri Lanka and Thailand, and built people-to-people contacts during her tenure. Another 825 corona patients have been identified in the country. They are close contacts of the Paliagoda and Minuwangoda clusters. The total number of coronavirus-infected patients in that cluster is 44,903 at present. Meanwhile, another 766 coronavirus patients have been discharged from coronavirus treatment centers today. The number for totally cured coronavirus patients in the country is 42,091. Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa says that school should be reopened after ensuring the safety of the school children. He stressed that strict health guidelines should be followed when commencing school sessions. The opposition leader was speaking at the Gatambe Viharaya today. Meanwhile, MP Tissa Atanaika said that even the government has recommenced school activities, the COVID-19 pandemic has not been controlled in the country. Mr. Atanaika made these remarks while addressing a media briefing held in Colombo today. The services of the Sri Lankan Embassy in Washington, D.C. has commenced from today. The operations of the embassy had been halted after one staff member tested positive for the coronavirus on the 4th of this month. The services have been recommended after conducting PCR tests on the other employees of the embassy. Next, we'll take a look at the main news story.
Save your card with the balance transfer facility from People's Bank. Transfer the balance of another credit card to a People's Bank credit card with the lowest interest rate. More details at www.peoplesbank.lk.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Railways Department has decided to resume the train services which were temporarily suspended due to the coronavirus epidemic in the country from tomorrow. Sri Lankan Railways Deputy General Manager Commercial V.S. Polvattage said that 20 trains will operate along the main railway lines while 12 on the coastal lines. He said that 2 trains each will operate on the Calonia Valley Railway Line and the Northern Line. That was the main news story. Watchlight is up next.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Watchlight. State Minister of Transport Dilum Amanugama says that another 3-month grace period will be given to renew expired driving and vehicle revenue licenses. He said that a Gazette notification will be issued for this purpose and no such grace period will be granted later. That came to you in Watchlight. A bulletin of world news will follow.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
World News headlines. China condemns US as Taiwan welcomes lifting of curbs on ties. Indonesia names first plane crash victim. Steps up black box hunt. Pope in new decree allows more roles for women in church. China condemned the United States today for scrapping curbs on interactions with Taiwan. Officials say nobody could prevent the country's reunification, while Taiwan's foreign minister hailed the U.S. move as a sign of global partnership. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced the change on Saturday in the waning days of the Republican Trump administration before Democrat Joe Biden assumes the presidency on the 20th of January. China, which claims democratic Taiwan as its own territory, said it was resolutely opposed to the decision and strongly condemned it. Indonesia identified a victim from the Sriwijaya aircraft today as emergency crews prepared to send in a remotely operated underwater vehicle to search for the jet's cockpit recorders in the sea. The Boeing 737-500 plane with 62 people on board plunged into the Java Sea 2 days ago, minutes after taking off from Jakarta's main airport. Divers scoured the seabed on Monday, retrieving human remains, personal possessions, and pieces of plane wreckage until fading light ended the search. Oki Bisma, a flight attendant of the plane, was identified by his fingerprints, a police official told reporters. Pope Francis, in another step towards greater equality for women in the Roman Catholic Church today, changed its laws to formally allow them to serve as readers at liturgies, altar servers, and distributors of communion. In a decree, the Pope formalized what already has been happening in many developed countries for years. But by introducing the change in the Code of Canon Law, it will be impossible for conservative bishops to block women in their diocese from having those roles. But the Vatican stressed that these roles were essentially distinct from the ordained ministry, meaning that they should not be seen as an automatic precursor to women one day being allowed to be ordained as priests. To end this bulletin of world news, we take a look at the headlines again. China condemns US as Taiwan welcomes lifting of curbs on ties. Indonesia names first plane crash victim. Steps up black box hunt. Pope in new decree allows more roles for women in church. That ends this bulletin of world news. Development news is up next.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
On to development news. The foundation stone for the new container freight station was laid recently at the Unity Container Terminal premises of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority to improve the quality of the container handling facilities at the Port of Colombo. The event was held with the initiative of Minister of Ports and Shipping Rohitha Abegunawardena and with the participation of State Minister Jayantha Samaraweera and the Chairman of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, General Daya Ratnaika. The proposed container freight station will cover an area of 9,500 square meters for general cargo and 1,060 square meters for hazardous cargo storage. That was a look at development news. Sports news follows. Sri Lanka Cricket stated that Grant Luden has been appointed as the physical performance manager of Sri Lanka Cricket with effect from today. Luden, a specialist in the area of strength and conditioning, will focus on developing the elite players of Sri Lanka and will be in charge of the overall strength and conditioning program of the SLC. Before joining Sri Lanka Cricket, he had worked as a strength and conditioning and fielding coach at the Pakistan Cricket Board from the year 2014 to 2019, whilst Luden has also worked as a strength and conditioning coach at the Bangladesh Cricket Board from 2008 to 2013. Luden has also held stints with the South African first-class system, working for Nashua Titans and also the strength and conditioning coach of the Dhaka Gladiators of Bangladesh. That was sports news. Next, we take a look at business news. Southeast Asia's largest tyre manufacturing facility, Frentino Tyre Private Limited, in the Vegawatha Export Processing Zone will be open on the 14th of this month. According to the company chairman, Nandana Lokavithana, the project, estimated at $250 million, will help bolster the economy by revitalizing exports while creating thousands of employment opportunities. The construction of the second phase of the facility is going on and is slated to be commissioned in March this year. He said that the facility, destined to roll in a new page in the industrial sector of the country, is aimed at capitalizing the European market. That was business news. Economic news follows.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Putta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The Sri Lanka stock market closed at 1.8% higher today, helped by the index-heavy Brown Investments Expo Lanka and John Keel's Holdings stock exchange data showed. The CSE All-Share Price Index closed up 84.10 points at 7,203.63. The S&P SL20 index of more liquid stocks gained 1.17% or 31.53 points to close at 2,736.40. The market turnover was 7.7 billion rupees, with 71 stocks gaining and 110 falling. Brown's investments contributed most to the ASPI gain, closing 70 cents up at 7.20 rupees a share. That was economic news. Finally, a look at the weather report.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The Met Department says showery weather over most parts of the island is expected to continue further due to the low-level atmospheric disturbance in the vicinity of Sri Lanka. Cloudy skies can be expected over the island. Showers or thunder showers will occur in most parts of the island. Very heavy showers above 150 millimeters can be expected at some places in the northern, eastern, north-central and central provinces. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places elsewhere. Wind speed can increase up to 40 to 50 kilometers per hour at times over the northern and north-central provinces and in the Trincomalee district. That was a look at the weather report. To end tonight's news broadcast, we take a look at the headlines again. The cinema industry has been released for the entertainment tax for 2 years. The construction work of the Dedaroya project will be completed by next month. 150 lawyers will be recruited to the police service as chief inspectors.